First of all, thank you, the ISVIS crew, for inviting me and to arrange this conference. And thank you, Mushon and Amanda, for yesterday. The workshop was really, really good and fulfilling. Let's talk about nations. As Mushon said before, I'm a journalist and I'm a designer. I'm not a data designer or visualization. We talked a lot about visualization today. I see myself as a conceptual designer. Unlike most of the talks today that they researched visualization or the data and how to design it, I'm using the design or the infographics as well as choosing typefaces. So today I will take you to a short journey into my master degree final project from LCC in London. And I would like to show you, no, it doesn't work. All right. So, last week we celebrated our Independence Day, the Israeli Independence Day. This is the document from 1947, from the biggest maybe decisions for Israel in the UN. This is the voting of all the countries, whether to establish Israel or not. If we're talking about data visualization, it's quite interesting to see the way, you know, that it's not a design document, but it is something that I thought it would be interesting concerning our conference. But that was my starting point in my research, because I think that every Israeli person, from the moment that we are waking up in the morning until we go to sleep, we're thinking about our existence. Or this is maybe the well-known sentence, the right to exist. Who decide who has the right to exist or not? In my studies, like a good Polish boy, that if I'm thinking about my existence every day and about our suffering or the fight to exist, I wanted to open this idea for the entire world, for all the nations around the globe, and I wanted them to think as well as me about their existence. I was wondering how many of my friends from Belgium or Greece or China thinking about their nation existence. So I decided to think as a branding designer. I dealt with branding and of nations, or in a way, I thought it was maybe too easy to talk about branding or about with colors or logos or flags or national birds or flowers. I wanted to, as someone that, as a journalist, because I have two passions, I have design and words, terminologies. I wanted to analyze their existence or the branding just by words, terminologies, phrases, and to see whether I can find some platforms, textual platforms, that inside them the whole existence of a nation or a country are in those text and words. So that was the main maybe question research that I formulated, the existence of nation through words, terminologies, and text. So after a long research, I found out 5 different textual platforms that, in a way, in each of one of them, the existence of nations are in from Declaration of Independence, Anthems, national codes, those letters that you can see in the Olympic Games or in cars numbers, those, or even the domains of websites, propaganda, of course, and media. As someone that are dealing with brands a lot, I found out something very interesting, that each one of those platforms are equal to some of the methodologies of branding that I'm using. From, I could see the Declaration of Independence are similar to strategy, and we will talk about it soon. Anthems, I could see the visions of those brands or nations. National codes were very similar to the idea behind logos, and propaganda's messages and media are the PR. So that was the logo of my project, and I formulated and summarizing everything into one big book, and that was the book. And I would like to read you the beginning, the opening pages of the book. This book is about nations, imagery, and identity. But you will not see here any flags, coats of arms, banknotes, coins, map, or national symbols like birds and flowers. This book does not cover the visual means that are used to establish, build, and maintain national identities. This book is also not about showing the similarity between nations in terms of aims, needs, and wishes. That would be too easy. This book is about the power of language. It's about exploring and exposing the use of terms and phrases as tools to justifying the existence of nations, our existence, wherever we live. So that was the opening of maybe the first double spread of the book after this text. It's this phrase by King Solomon that's about the power of language. Death and life are the power of tongue. So I thought it's very important to start, this is like the base, to know about why we are talking about language and words. Why it's so important. These are some of the declarations of independence by different, I have another 2 minutes. Oh shit, sorry. So I will run. One of the things that I find out that they all have 3 different parts. They have the why, the what, the how, exactly like in brands. This is a timeline of all the declarations since the beginning, since 13th century until today. And the dots are the amount of declarations on the same year, and beneath the line you can see an important historical event that happened, and it's very interesting to see that after wars or catastrophes, you can see more declarations. Here are all the lists, and in the book I deleted all the nations that are not exist anymore. So it's very interesting to find out why it's so important to declare something that in the end might not be exist anymore. More statistics. 188 countries had never declared their independence. It is so important, it's so interesting to think that all those countries never been occupied. We as Israelis cannot understand sometimes that you don't need to declare your independent. 5 countries declare that independent, but are only by recognized by the UN. And interestingly, 11 countries declare that independence and still waiting for the UN to recognize. I will move on for more statistics. Here, I was talking about to whom are we pointing. So for the people, this is all the times. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I took all the text of the declarations, the official translations by the nations, and put it in this website that you can count words. So I wanted to find all the times that we are talking about the human beings, our people, we, citizens, brothers, sisters. These are all the time. Here I wanted to check out about what we are fighting for. So you can see the amount of time that I can find democracy, freedom, right, independence, liberty, and equality. And here I was trying I checked about the time. When are we talking about our independent? So you can see the time about past, present, future, or forever, eternity. How would we define our product? Is it a republic, a nation, a state, country, land, territory, kingdom? This is the ratio between the amount of time that you can see they talk about peace comparing to war, life comparing to death, the ratio between happy or suffer, God comparing to the ratio and blood. I will move forward because I'm run out of time. These are it's another section in the book about those moments of declaration, about how countries or nations wanted to freeze those important moments, and I try to create a collage between different countries that we are all thinking or wanting to say the same messages for our communities and audience or people. I will just finish with those texts in the end. So this book is about a natural and a basic needs, human needs. It's about the wish of our nations to justify their existence. This book is about understanding what it means to establish a nation we live in. This book is about us, the people of nation, who put their fears and desires into words and definitions. This book is about the use of language, a powerful tool that has been utilized over centuries by every single nation around the globe. Language is not just a tool of communication, apparently. It is also a tool to establishing facts and creating reality. It determines the fate of people, our fate, no matter where we live. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Oded. And no, I'm sorry for rushing you. I was realizing that one visualization that I probably should make is every time, like to count the pace of my slides until the moment that the moderator says that I'm out of time, and then what happens to the rate of slides after that.
Automatically, it will just run, and you need to follow the slides.
Yeah. So, questions? Questions? Yes.
Hi. Thank you for the presentation. It was brilliant.
Thank you.
I'm really curious, how did you choose the words? Because I'm pondering about something that you recently presented with the comparison between words. Mm-hmm. So it was peace and war, where I can understand, but you chose God and blood. Does it stand?
Well, I chose a lot of words, and some of them I was really keen to compare between as peace and war. And I have a lot more statistics comparing like the ratio between two words. It was really interesting, and maybe it's a bit provocative, but I found out that the amount of time that they are using the word God in different languages and blood are the same. So it was just, I'm talking about the way human beings are thinking. It's about, you know, this is, I think, the most fascinating and mysterious thing. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Oded.